Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So come next year in 2025, whether we're calling our president Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or perhaps even Robert F. Kennedy Jr., there are going to be a few different changes coming to Social Security. So we're going to be covering what those are. Plus, is Social Security actually running out of money? We'll be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so next year in 2025, we are going to have a few different changes coming to Social Security. We're going to be going over what those changes are, what you can expect, and then we're going to wrap up this video by discussing whether or not Social Security is actually running out of money and what they could possibly do to fix that problem. So according to Yahoo Finance and the Motley Fool, three big Social Security changes coming in 2025 that may surprise many Americans. So the first change is that these Social Security benefits will get a cost of living adjustment in 2025. This is guaranteed. So Nationwide Retirement Institute recently reported that 70% of surveyed adults incorrectly agree with the statement that Social Security is not protected against inflation. That statement is false. Social Security payments get an annual cost of living adjustment to protect the purchasing power of benefits. However, based on the current consumer pricing trends, the Senior Citizens League estimates that benefits will increase by 2.7% in 2025, although the most recent estimate actually came in at 2.6%, so it's going to be a little bit less than that, which would increase the benefit by right around $50 per month for the average retiree. Now, the second change coming to Social Security in 2025 is that some workers will have more Social Security taxes withheld from their paychecks. So according to Nationwide, 74% of surveyed adults incorrectly agree with the following statement, and that statement is workers pay Social Security taxes on all of their income. That statement is false. Current law caps the income subject to Social Security payroll tax. The maximum taxable earnings limit is $168,600 in 2024, meaning any income above that amount is not subject to taxation by the Social Security program. The maximum table earnings limit is adjusted annually, though, based on changes in the National Average Wage Index. The official limit for 2025 will be published in mid-October, but the Social Security Board of Trustees estimates that the taxable maximum will be $174,900 next year. In that scenario, workers will pay up to $391 more in Social Security taxes in 2025. And then finally, the third change coming to Social Security next year in 2025 is that some Social Security recipients will have benefits withheld. So according to Nationwide, once again, 46% of surveyed adults incorrectly disagreed with the following statement. That statement is some of your benefits may be withheld if you're still working before your full retirement age. That statement, of course, is actually true. So workers that receive Social Security may indeed have some of their benefits temporarily withheld if they are 1, under the full retirement age, and 2, their earnings exceed thresholds known as the retirement earnings test exempt amounts. There is a lower limit that applies to beneficiaries below the full retirement age for the full year, and an upper limit that applies to beneficiaries that will reach the full retirement age during the year. So currently, right now, the lower limit is $22,320, whereas the upper limit is actually $59,520. That means beneficiaries under the full retirement age in 2024 will have $1 in benefits withheld for every $2 in earnings that exceed the lower limit. Similarly, beneficiaries that will attain the full retirement age in 2024 will have $1 in benefits withheld for every $3 in earnings that exceed that upper limit. Now, the official retirement earnings test exempt amounts for 2025 will be calculated based on changes in the National Average Wage Index and published in the middle of October. However, the Social Security Board of Trustees estimates that the lower limit will be adjusted to $23,280 and the upper limit will be $61,800. Put differently, beneficiaries under full retirement age will be able to earn more income before benefits are withheld next year. So those are the three changes among some other things that will be taking place next year in 2025, regardless of who the next president is. Now, our next topic, of course, is whether or not Social Security is actually running out of money. We've seen numerous reports out there that by the years of 2032, 2033, maybe even 2034, the trust fund is going to be running out of money. That's going to lead to a lot of panic. And a lot of people are wondering whether or not they're going to receive any type of Social Security benefit at all. We are going to be covering that right now. So once again, from the Motley Fool, 3 things that you should know right now. So the first thing is that Social Security is funded by taxes in the trust fund. So basically, there's always going to be money flowing into the trust fund as long as people are working, earning a paycheck, and they're being taxed that 6.2 to 12.4%, whether they're an employee or whether they're self-employed. That money is going to be going into the trust fund. And as long as there's money coming into the trust fund, there's going to be money there to pay out to people receiving Social Security. Now, it's not guaranteed there's going to be enough money in the trust fund to pay out 100% of the benefits, but that is something that we're going to dive into in just a second. So they say that the trust funds are running out, but it's not all bad news. They basically say here that according to the SSA Board of Trustees' latest estimates, both the OASI and DI funds will likely to be depleted by 2035. At that point, the program's income sources will only be able to cover around 83% of scheduled benefits. That means that everyone can expect a cut of 17%, although I have seen some estimates of up to 25%. So although there will be money flowing into the trust fund from people being taxed on their income from working, and always some money there in the trust fund to pay out, there's not going to be enough money in there to pay everyone 100% of the benefits. So everyone has to take a cut in their benefit by 17%, what they say there, although I have seen estimates all the way up to 25, even 26% in a reduction. Now, the third thing they mention here is that potential solutions could still reduce benefits. So there are different solutions out there that members of Congress have come up with. Democrats, of course, want to tax Americans. They want to raise taxes and make it so there's more money flowing into the trust fund. Republicans are very much against that idea because they believe that Americans are already being taxed enough on their income, and then Americans should be able to keep most of the income for themselves and not have to pay even more taxes into the trust fund. Whereas Republicans, their idea is to raise the full retirement age because they believe that people are living, longer and longer, and therefore should not be able to take their Social Security benefit at 67. Instead, they should have to wait until 69, possibly even 70. Democrats, on the other hand, believe that is a terrible idea because they believe that we should not be forcing Americans to wait even longer to start receiving Social Security benefits and continue to push that back even further. So eventually they will have to come to an agreement to some sort of an idea, because otherwise, once again, come 2033 through 2035, possibly even earlier, possibly even a little bit later, there will have to be some cut in benefits unless we have more money flowing into the trust fund, whether that's more workers or something like that. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.